After scripting their videos, a lot of people immediately assume that the teleprompter is the best way of delivering that video. The reality is it can be a lot harder than you might think. And there's a lot more to consider when deciding if you should use a teleprompter or not. In this video, I'm going to reveal my secrets for writing and delivering my scripts on a weekly basis so that you can choose what is best for you. I'm Amanda Horvath, and I'm all about helping business owners and entrepreneurs leverage the power of video without breaking the bank or taking up tons of their time. So if you're looking to use video in your strategy this year, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. I've been releasing one video per week for over a year now. And along the way, I've tested several different tactics for writing, outlining, and even winging my videos. So before we dive into the teleprompter specifically, let's start with writing your script. Tip 1, consider outlining. When I first started with this YouTube thing, I was scripting every single video, and it was the longest part of the entire process, and it was the biggest bottleneck for me as well. I would look at these other people that were creating more consistent videos than me and was just entirely confused at how they were doing it. There was no way I could produce more content based solely on scripting alone. I'm talking 3 to 4 hours to write one script. Now that's not sustainable. I then went to VidSummit, which is a conference for YouTubers, and realized that you shouldn't be scripting your videos. You should actually outline them and wing it from there. So ever since getting that advice, that's what I've been doing. On the other hand, I recently recorded over 15 videos for an online course, and I found that scripting them word for word made the content more succinct and to the point. Because it was paid content, I wanted to be very particular about what I shared and what I didn't share. That way I didn't forget anything and I didn't overwhelm my audience with more than they should know. Now this brings us to you. Should you script or outline your videos? If you are new, I highly suggest starting by scripting your videos. When you get on camera for the first time, it can be very overwhelming, the newness of it all. And so if you have exactly what you're going to say, or at least a paraphrased version of what you're going to say, this is going to be a lot better than having to worry about what you're saying in addition to learning a new skill. Now, if you're comfortable on camera, then it really comes down to how consistent you're looking to be with these videos. If you're looking to release one video per week, kind of like I am, then you're definitely going to want to move towards outlining as soon as possible. Now, if you're just filming one video or maybe a batch of videos for an online course, then scripting is likely your best choice. Tip number 2, deliver in chunks. When it comes to delivering your script, you certainly do not want to have to memorize it. That is a lot of work. So instead, I want you to deliver it in chunks. So what you're going to do is you're going to say it one line at a time or a couple sentences at a time, and you'll do that over and over again until you feel like you've nailed that portion of the script. Then you can move on to the next section. When it comes to editing, there are 2 different options of how you might be able to stitch this all together. Now, if you're shooting in 4K, which I highly recommend if you can, you don't have to have a high-end camera to do this. You can actually shoot in 4K on your iPhone. So if you're doing a video on your phone, be sure to change it to 4K at 24 frames per second. And then you can add crop in and crop outs like that to hide whenever you're transitioning between thoughts. You see me do this a lot in my videos, and now you know why I'm doing it. It also helps keeping up the pace of your video so that it doesn't get boring. Things are constantly changing on screen. Now, if you're shooting in 1080p, say you have a DSLR camera that does not have 4K, then you are going to have jump cuts instead. Now, these are not a big deal. They're just kind of a stylized version. So if you're okay with having jump cuts, then you can totally have that. Or alternatively, you could shoot some B-roll that will hide your edits and B-roll is the footage that goes over an interview. So say you're talking about something, well, you could show that something, you could just get B-roll, several clips clipped together, and wherever that edit is happening, you put the footage over that so that you're not seeing the transition between the two clips that you've sliced together. Hopefully that makes sense. Hey, do me a favor. If you're finding value in this video, be sure to click that like button and drop a comment below. I appreciate you so very much. Tip 3, use teleprompter if scripting. One of the hardest parts of using a teleprompter is that you really do have to have your script dialed in. Usually what happens is that you get your script on the teleprompter and then it totally needs to be changed. And that can be really frustrating when you're recording because it's going to take you a lot more time when you have to go back and fix the script. On the other hand, if you can successfully read your script out loud from your computer screen before putting it on the teleprompter without needing to change any words, then the teleprompter is going to save you tons of time. It's important to note that when you're reading off of a teleprompter, it can take a little bit of time to learn how to do it naturally. But once you've learned it, you'll be on a roll. When I was recording my online course videos, I was able to film 9 videos in one day by using the teleprompter. So you can see how it can save you tons of time and make you super efficient during the filming process. And just for fun, I'm using a teleprompter to record this video. Can you tell? Go ahead and drop a comment below. So what teleprompter do I recommend? The Parrot teleprompter is my absolute favorite. I have bought another teleprompter for about $500, while I think this one sits around $150, and I use this one a ton more. That's because it's tiny and it takes no time to set up. You also have to buy a remote in order for this to truly work, because when you're reading your script, you want to be able to speed up and slow it down depending on different portions and the cadence and speed that you'll want to use in different portions of the script. So I recommend the iCan remote. Parrot also has a remote, but in my opinion, I found it to be very glitchy and often can throw off the production process, while this one is super smooth. So I've linked to both of these in the description below. So what did you decide for your videos? Are you going to use the teleprompter, or are you going to have an outline and wing it from there? Go ahead and drop a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.